Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So Christmas time is fast approaching us, and for many new Muslims this is a very difficult time. We are faced with dilemmas. Should we go and sit with our families? Should we not? What many born Muslims don't understand is that this time is full of traditions and fond memories and happiness, and it's difficult for new Muslims because we don't know should we abandon that or not. I remember looking back at my family time at Christmas, and it's always been full of funness, and it's just about family. We are not a religious family. And the 25th and 26th of December in the UK are public holidays. So more than likely, this is when the whole of families can sit together because everybody seems to be off on the same time. I'm from a coal mining background, so my dad used to have 2 weeks off at Christmas, and his brothers and all of my relatives actually. So it was just a time that we all used to congregate together and just enjoy the season. It was never religious. We weren't a religious family. We didn't go to church to celebrate. There was no actual religious celebration in it whatsoever, unless you count the hymns and the nativity play done at every school, which still goes on till now in the UK. With my family, we used to go to my grandma's house from my mother's side on Christmas Day, and we used to sit all together, me, my 2 sisters, my parents, my grandma, 2 of my aunties and my cousin, and we used to sit there and have a nice dinner. And then after this we would reenact school plays that we used to do, for example Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty, because my grandma didn't used to come and see them so often, and we used to try and remember those so that we could do those in front of her. We would also play with some toys that we had, or we would watch the films on TV. And then later on at night, from my mother's side, one of her other sisters would do a big family get together at night, and the kids would play party games like pass the parcel, musical statues, musical chairs, and it'd be full of sandwiches and these lovely cakes and things that kids love. And then on Boxing Day, we would do the exact same again, only with my dad's family. So it was just purely family time for us. So when I got to become a Muslim, I didn't stop it, because it was the only time that we can sit together. And because we had no religious element in it whatsoever, there was nothing wrong with it. And in Islam, we are supposed to keep our family ties. So when I first got married, my husband had his first time with us, and it carried on up until my daughter was born. I have missed just 3 Christmases with my family. The first one was actually the first year I became a Muslim, but it was through work. I had to work, so I wasn't with my family whatsoever. And I think that was the first time I probably felt how any new Muslim feels when they are isolated or maybe pushed out by their families, because I was completely alone, and it was so horrible for me. And I just remember just being so sad, and it was nothing to do with my family. I just had to work. But this is a choice that many new Muslims face, and it's a very difficult time. So my suggestion here would be, at least surround yourself with people who are also not celebrating it, so you're not feeling alone and you're not feeling sad. Or maybe you can treat yourself for a few days away just to forget that, and just try and have a little bit of fun instead. The other 2 times was my daughter's birth, because she was born Christmas Eve, which is the 24th of December, and we were in hospital, but that was a joyous occasion in itself. And this 3rd time was I was ill. I'd been diagnosed with cancer 5 months beforehand, and so I was in Egypt for Christmas. And in Egypt they don't celebrate Christmas, Muslims don't anyway, and the Christians celebrate it on the 7th of January. So it was just a very normal time for me, and because of everything I was going through, even if I was at home, I don't think it would have been very nice for me anyway. This year will be our first year in Canada as a 3, my husband and my daughter. And I can't make her forget that half her family is Christian. We must keep those ties with those. So she's been given presents from them, and we've sent them presents as well. Plus she gets her birthday the day before, so she's going to be happy spending lots of days playing with her new toys. We will just have a quiet time, just the three of us having some dinner, and I will do a live video chat with my family so that I can still be a part of it in some way, and so that I can still be with them in some way. And Islam teaches us never cut the ties of family. So if this is how I'm going to create strong bonds with them, then I'm going to do that. And for those of you who are wondering what to do, if you are still close with your family, I suggest you go and visit them at least. Even if you are not comfortable with the whole Merry Christmas or giving gifts, at least go and sit with them on the day so that they can still see that you want to be a part of them. It's very important to keep those family ties. You don't have to participate, and you shouldn't participate in any of the religious meaning, but at least a family get together, this is okay. As far as if you're away from your family, you've been pushed away from your family and you're facing it alone, again, I would suggest you surround yourself with your Muslim friends, or maybe you treat yourself to a few days away. Anything not to be alone at this time, because it can be very, very hard. Anyway, I hope those tips have been helpful, and I will see you all soon. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.